Now I know what to look for. That's what Lewis Hamilton said after his most revealing race yet with Ferrari. He started 9th on the grid, 7 places behind his teammate. And once again, qualifying exposed the same problem. Ferrari's SF-25 still feels like a mystery, but something changed on Sunday. Hamilton climbed the field. He fought wheel to wheel with Leclerc and Norris. And after 57 laps, he wasn't frustrated, he was focused, and he said it out loud. I learned a lot, I felt the car, and now I know what to look for. Is this the moment Hamilton finally unlocked the Ferrari? Lewis Hamilton started 9th at the Bahrain Grand Prix, 7 spots behind Leclerc. Once again, Saturday exposed a pattern that's become clear since he joined Ferrari. The SF-25 just doesn't behave the way he expects on a single lap. Qualifying, once Hamilton's greatest strength, has become an uphill battle. He holds the all-time record with 104 pole positions. He's done it with different cars, regulations, and eras, but with Ferrari, he hasn't found the rhythm, not yet. On Saturday, the mood was heavy, confidence was shaky, the car wasn't responding, balance just wasn't there, and once again, it felt like he was chasing the setup, even within his own team. Then came Sunday, and with it, a shift. The race started tough, fighting in the midfield was brutal, Hamilton scrapped with Sainz, battled Gasly, got past Tsunoda, and lap by lap, the pace started to come. With each lap, the SF-25 felt more alive, and Hamilton more in tune. By the time he reached the top 5, he was wheel to wheel with Leclerc and Norris. It wasn't just a recovery drive, it was a statement. And at the end of the race, he said what nobody expected to hear this early. It was a tough afternoon, but completely different from yesterday. I learned a lot, I understood what I need to do, and now I know what to look for. This wasn't just another Grand Prix, it was a turning point, the quiet moment where Hamilton may have finally started to become a Ferrari driver. For real. Hamilton didn't just drive better on Sunday, he understood the car better, and that changed everything. During practice, the 7-time champion explored setup paths different from Leclerc's. He tested what felt familiar, more like the Mercedes philosophy. But the SF-25 doesn't respond like his old machines. It's sensitive, demands precision, punishes overcorrection. Then something clicked. Hamilton moved closer to Leclerc's setup, and for the first time that weekend, the car started to come alive. He admitted it himself post-race. We found a much better setup. I moved to where Charles was, and he didn't change it all weekend. That kind of decision requires humility. Hamilton, with 7 world titles, could have doubled down on instinct, but he chose to listen, to test, to trust the data, and the result, the car responded. But it wasn't just the car, it was also the driving style. Hamilton said he's working hard to adapt to what the SF-25 demands. He's easing into entries, smoothing out exits, controlling tire temperature more precisely, and most importantly, learning the limits before the car imposes them. I think now it's about building confidence in that setup and then adjusting the driving style. I learned what I need to do. That's not just a technical adjustment. It's personal. It's the voice of a driver who, after weeks of frustration, finally sees the way forward. A driver who spent the entire off-season being told Ferrari was a mistake, and now begins to show it could become his greatest story yet. All weekend long in Bahrain, the storyline was clear. Leclerc was in control, faster in qualifying, more familiar with the car, more comfortable making decisions. Hamilton, on the other hand, still seemed to be figuring things out, exploring setups, finding the limits, using Leclerc as a reference point. But Sunday flipped the narrative. On race pace, the tables turned. Hamilton didn't just have a solid drive, he was fighting Leclerc directly. At one point in the race, they were separated by less than a second, sharing the same piece of track, both fighting for position with Norris, and the performance gap almost non-existent. That kind of performance makes waves inside Ferrari. Up to this point, Leclerc was the technical leader, the go-to guy, but now Hamilton is starting to show he can match the pace, or even outthink the situation under pressure. He was the one who held off Norris after the safety car. He was the one who executed cleaner overtakes through the midfield, and he was the one who got out of the car and said, "Now I understand what to do." That changes everything. In Formula 1, team leadership isn't handed out, it's earned. And on Sunday, Hamilton started earning it, not with politics, not with his name, but with performance. Leclerc is still fast, still deeply embedded in Maranello, but when a 7-time world champion starts gaining pace and confidence, the internal balance starts to shift. The Bahrain Grand Prix was a breakthrough. Hamilton showed pace, he trusted the car, he battled at the front, but even he knows it's not enough. Not yet. What's missing? Qualifying, better starting positions. Performance from Q1 through Q3. I need that at the start and at the end. I need it in qualifying. Now I know what to look for. That's not just optimism, it means Hamilton has solved a key piece of the puzzle. For years, Saturdays were his territory, rain or shine. Low grip, final laps of Q3, he delivered. But in the Ferrari, the rhythm hasn't clicked, yet. The SF-25 is unpredictable. Its balance changes quickly. It punishes the smallest overstep. It requires trust and precision. If Hamilton starts putting it together on Saturdays, Sundays could become a nightmare for the competition. At Bahrain, he started 9th and fought for the podium. Imagine what he could do starting 3rd. Ferrari still has room to grow. The SF-25 isn't perfect. But now, with Hamilton finally understanding how to extract its potential, that door isn't locked anymore. It just needs to be opened consistently. Lewis Hamilton didn't win in Bahrain. He didn't even stand on the podium, but this race might have been more important than many of his victories. It was the first time he truly felt the car respond. The first time he finished a race knowing exactly what to change and how. After weeks of testing, frustrated practice sessions, and a setup that never seemed to click, Hamilton stepped out of the car and said, "Now I know what to look for." And when a driver like him understands the path, the story usually changes. Fast. Was this the day Lewis Hamilton, the Ferrari driver, was truly born? Are we witnessing the start of a turnaround? Not for the team, but for the man. Because everyone knows the Hamilton who leads, but few have seen the Hamilton who listens, the Hamilton who adapts, the Hamilton who rebuilds the connection from zero. And now that this connection is beginning to form, who's going to stop him? Now we want to hear from you. Has Hamilton finally cracked the Ferrari code? Will he dominate the next rounds, or is the SF-25 still holding him back? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk. Real fans, real opinions. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because the 2025 season is just heating up. This is F1 Prime News, and we don't just talk about races, we reveal what they truly mean.